Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. Today I shot my favorites video and then I went to Bloomingdale's to shop with my mom for swimsuits and I did go get gas as well. So I did decide to put on a little bit of makeup today. I tried out this new concealer. Let me just, oh, I forgot to grab a sample. Give me 2 seconds. This is not it. Sorry. I forgot that I had this concealer to try out until like today, so I tried it out today. This is the Bobbi Brown Warm Intensive Skin Serum Concealer, and this is in the shade Warm Ivory. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. I did like the shade, though. It matches my skin pretty nicely. But when I was blending it out, I did notice it was pretty dry around this area and around my under eyes. But I think I have to test it out again, but I'm probably never going to purchase this because I think Bobbi Brown is just way too expensive. I've just been very picky on like more expensive high-end products because NARS and Bobbi Brown and Becca and Cover FX are like really up there with high-end brands. They are pretty expensive. They're more on like the high-end spectrum. Urban Decay and Too Faced and Benefit and they're a little bit more reasonably priced, but Bobbi Brown is pretty expensive. So I tried that out today. I'll see how I feel about it. It is looking nice under my eyes. It hasn't really settled into my fine lines at all, so that's good. That's always a plus for me, like a huge bonus for me. Let me just see how it looks right now. Yeah, it hasn't settled into my fine lines, so that is good. I just feel like it looks a little bit dry and it kind of shows my texture here. But other than that, it's okay. It's not bad. It's holding up pretty nicely. So, yeah, so anyway, I used that. And then I set my face with the MAC Merlot Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. And then I set my eyes and under eyes with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I mostly just went in with this palette today. I used the Tarte Tartelette in Bloom palette today. I was going to use the Too Faced Vegas Nay, but I decided to use this instead just because I felt like this was a little bit more what I was going for today. I just wanted something soft on my eyes today. So I just used a couple of the matte shades in my crease and stuff. So I just used Flower Child in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Sweetheart, which is this shade right here. And then I used Smarty Pants and Jet Setter to darken up the crease. And then for the lid, I didn't use any of the lid shades in here. I used one of the Makeup Geek foiled shadows, the newer ones. And I used the shade Nostalgia, and I really like how it looked on my lid, so I used that. And then I used the shade Charmer on my brow bone. And then I smudged Smarty Pants and Jet Setter on the lower lash line, but I found like it wasn't that dark. So I did go in with a tiny bit of Makeup Geek's Bake Sale, and I think it looked really pretty on the under eyes. I didn't want to use a ColourPop shadow again. I wanted to use some of the other Makeup Geek shadows. And then for my inner corners, I did use this one of the lid shades from the palette, and I used the shade Funny Girl. And then I lined my waterline with the ColourPop gel liner in the shade Honey Dude. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara on the top and the MAC Extended Play Cake Black Lash on the bottom. And then I bronzed up the skin with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, because I haven't used it in a while and I just wanted to use something, again, like a natural bronzer. And then I used the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek Blush in the shade Birthday Suit on my cheeks. I wanted to go something a little bit more pinky on my cheeks and my lips. And then I highlighted with the Tarte Reinforce of the Sea Volume 2 highlighting palette, and I used the first 3 shades. I believe they're called Sunlight, Spotlight, and Daylight, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure that's what all the shades are called. It's like a white shade, a gold shade, and like a champagne shade. They're all really pretty, and I just mixed all 3 together. I really liked how it turned out. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder. Then I started everything with the Smashbox Primer Water. And then I just brushed in my brows with a spoolie and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I was going to go with one of the Urban Decay Vice lipsticks, and then I wanted to go with something a little bit more pinky. Then I decided to use this one instead. I did still use one of the Vice lipsticks, so I primed my lips with the NYX lip primer, then I lined them with the MAC lip pencil in the shade Subculture, and then I filled them in with the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in the shade Naked. And I just really love how this lipstick looks. I need to use it more often because sometimes I just want that sheer creamy wash of color. And these cream finish lipsticks from Urban Decay are so hydrating. And they remind me of the matte cream sheen lipsticks. They're just as good. And they kind of remind me of like the NARS lip crayons, or like the Tarte Celebration lipstick that I have, or like the what's the other one? It's like a wash of color. The Ex-Girlfriend color from Urban Decay. Yeah, basically like that. It's just so hydrating on the lips. But this is the only cream finish one that I have from Urban Decay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But I did want to, again, I've been going for a lot of these natural looks. I might like kick it up a little bit tomorrow because I am going to meet with the manager again tomorrow at Lucky Jeans, and I'm supposed to meet the district manager as well, but I'm not supposed to be doing that till like, he told me to show up at 1:45, so that should be fine for me. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm waiting for my mom to grab sushi for us because we ordered sushi tonight. So yeah, I went to get gas, and then I went to Bloomingdale's to look at swimsuits with my mom. And we also looked at like a pair of wedges for me. I do have to put away the makeup that I was showing in my favorites video though, because I didn't put it away because after I shot my favorites video, because I did my makeup, shot my favorites video, and then my best friend wanted to call me, but I also forgot that I didn't really eat a snack, so I was starving. So I ate a snack while I was on the phone with her, and I was taking my laundry out of the washer because I forgot it was still in the washer, so I put it in the dryer. And then I finally got to leave around like a little bit before 5, and then I got there at 5, and then me and my mom shot for swimsuits for an hour, and then we came back home and ordered the sushi, and now I'm waiting for the sushi to get here. I'm so excited. I'm so hungry. And that's it. Bye. Also, after the manager talks to me, my best friend also invited me to see Spider-Man with her tomorrow night. I might do that because I haven't been to the movies in a while, and she said she has a gift card, so I might want to do that. But also my other friend asked me if she wants, that she wants to go too, and she wanted to go on Saturday, but I don't know if she went or not without me, so I was going to ask her to go with us tomorrow. But we'll see. I'm not really going to worry about it until like later tonight, until after Becca answers me back again. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today, my first makeup look, because I am going to be heading to Lucky in a few minutes, but I actually had a few minutes to kill before I had to be there. He did tell me that I didn't have to be there till 2, but then he told me if you show up earlier, that's okay. So he then told me like, yeah, 1:45 is good, but it's like, it's only 1:35 right now, so I do have a few minutes to kill before I actually have to leave. So I figured I would tell you guys my first makeup look before I go. Hopefully this fucking necklace won't keep on doing that. Where is my mirror? Anyway, so yeah, I'm going there to meet the general manager because he told me he wants me to meet the general manager, but that's usually how most server and retail jobs go. They always want you to meet the... Here's another perfume sample. What am I looking for? One of my mirrors. Okay, here's another one. That's usually how it goes. So that's what I'm going to be doing for like an hour or so. And then I'm supposed to go see Spider-Man with Becca, but she has responded to me and she pretty much sounds like she still wants to go. So I'm going to meet her around like 5:30, but I am intending on switching my makeup over because I want to wear like something colorful later, like a colorful eye, because I've been living in neutral eyes for the past like week or so, so I'm kind of like craving to do something a little bit colorful. So anyway, I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, and then I used the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation in the color Classic Ivory. I might just take it all off and reapply later. So that's why I used this one right now. I only have a few minutes now, so then I'm just going to go through it and then explain to you guys what happened later. And then I went in with the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Concealer in the color Fair, and then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. And then I primed my eyes with a Smashbox 24-hour primer, and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder. And then I just went in with Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream as my transition shade, and then everything else on my eyes is the Too Faced Vegas Nay palette. That was the next palette that I wanted to use in my lineup of rotating my palettes. So first I used Millennial in the crease, then I darkened up the crease more with Girls Night, and then I used, oh my god, what was the name? Holy crap. Well, I know I used Showgirl on the lid, and then I used, I can't remember what the hell the outer corner shade is called. Too Faced Vegas Nay palette. I just need one image. It's called Jackpot, so I used that. And then for the brow bone, I used Chandelier. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Telescopic and the Lash Paradise mascara on the top. And then I concealed under my eyes with the Tarte concealer. And then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Blending Powder. And then I smudged the shades Girls Night and Millennial on the lower lash line. And then I highlighted the inner corners with Golden Nugget and Selfie because I wanted to use both of them. And then I went in with the 24/7 Glide On Sign On liner on my waterline in the shade Whiskey from Urban Decay. And then I went in with the MAC 10 Giga Black Lash on the bottom lashes. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer filter. And then I went in with the MAC face sculpting palette, and I used one of the blushes in the palette called Peaches. I wanted to use that blush today. And then for the highlight, I used the Too Faced Prismatic Love Light highlighter in the shade Blinded by the Light, but then I wanted a little bit more of a pop because that's how I am. So I went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminator in the shade Starlight. I haven't worn that in quite a while, so I just thought the combo was really pretty. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light powder, and then I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I just brushed my brows with a spoolie and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Strip Down. And then I filled them in. This just looks so weird, but up close it looks okay. With the Bite Beauty Amuse Bouche lipstick in the shade Honeycomb. And then I topped it off with the Bite Beauty Luminous Cream Lip Gloss in the shade Honey. This is the combo that Manny MUA used to talk about all the time. I love how this is irritating my neck as I keep on doing this. I'm going to try and fix it in the car. But this was the combo that he mentioned once in a favorites video, and I like wearing it when I can. So I've just been liking glossy lips the past couple of days with like a warm eye. And yeah, that's it. I gotta go. So bye! Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my second makeup look for today. Like I told you guys, I was going to be going to see Spider-Man with my best friend, and it was actually really, really funny. I really liked it. It's actually probably in my top 5 of my favorite Marvel movies now. Like, I thought it was really good. I just thought it was hilarious. It had a lot of action in it. It was really great. The only thing that didn't make sense was the timeline, so it's supposed to take place like after Civil War takes place, because they show it in the beginning, like he's recording things and he records like the fight that they do. I'm not giving anything away. It's like honestly, like I'm sure it's all over the internet that it takes place during Civil War. But then it kind of gets kind of complicated and like bounces back and forth with like the timeline. So I'm not really like exactly clear on it. That's what Becca was telling me. If she didn't tell me that, I probably wouldn't have cared as much, but yeah. So anyway, so I got home from Lucky and I was here for like, I was here almost 3 hours actually. I was here like 2.5 hours. But I got home and I spent like a little bit of time editing my anti-haul video, which I actually just finished filming. Because I did insert a couple more clips of a couple more palettes that I wanted to share my thoughts on. So I did talk about the Too Faced White Chocolate Bar palette and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Subculture palette. So I'm really excited to upload that video, but I probably will get my favorites up first. I probably will edit that and put it up tonight. But I really wanted to get my anti-haul up, but I do have to pop up the Makeup Geek liquid lipstick review and check-in as well. I just wanted to start editing the Makeup Geek one. But yeah, today's been a pretty eventful day for me. I got answers from the woman that I was trying to sell my Tarte Amazonian Showstopper Clay palette to. She told me that her husband is going to get her a brand new Tarte palette from Haute Look, because I think they're running a promo on Haute Look right now. The Amazonian Clay palettes or something are probably just on Tarte. I actually didn't even check. I'm gonna check. But hey, I can't like harass her or anything, and if she's gonna get it for a better deal for a new one on Haute Look, like I can't be like, oh, like I was depending on you to buy this palette, you know? Let's see. Beauty. I don't see, oh, Tarte Cosmetics. Yeah, Tarte Cosmetics is running. I can't believe the Make Believe in Yourself palette is already on Haute Look. Like, I can't believe how fast that collection went on sale, and now they're selling them for like $12 on so she's probably gonna get one of these newer palettes here, because they're all the same formula. They're all Amazonian clay formulas, so I guess that's why she didn't purchase mine, because it's like if she can get a new one for $18 or $20, she's probably gonna get the Rainforest of the Sea one. Like, who knows? But yeah, I'm not gonna blame her if she wants to get a brand new one for, you know, less money. So anyway, and also the school called me back, of course, like an hour before I was going to Lucky today. And they told me that they're still trying to find more professors to teach the students that didn't get to register for classes for fall, and they're trying to get these students to be able to take the classes, because they're trying to find more professors to teach extra classes for the students that missed out, and I'm one of them. So at least we got an answer on that. We just have to wait like a couple more days. So hoping I will be registering for classes very soon. And then I went to Lucky, and they told me, well, basically I had a conversation with the DM, and, you know, I was talking to her for a while, and then I started talking to Rob again, which is the manager of the store, and he told me he would like to offer me the position, which is great, but I don't start until next week, and it's only Tuesday this week, and he told me I don't start till next Monday, which is like August 7th. So I was like, great, like I'm kind of fucked if I don't start working this week, because if I started working this week, I would have hopefully been able to get a paycheck by next Friday, but it's like I might not even see a paycheck until the third week of August. Like, I'm okay for this week. And I actually ended up asking my dad if he could help me out for my birthday for my car payment, and he said yes, because I said basically since my birthday's coming up, he's going to help me out, so that I thought that was great. So that's what's been going on, and then I came home, took my makeup off, and then redid it at like 4 o'clock, which I haven't done that in a long freaking time, not since I stopped working. Not since before I stopped working. This is like the first time I've done it in a long time, and I got ready for Spider-Man. So, met up with her around 5:45 because I ran into traffic when I was trying to get to the mall, and I should have gotten there earlier so I could shop around with her, but I pretty much told her everything I needed to tell her, because she was the same one that saw Spider-Man without me with my other friend, but then she was like, you know, I'm sorry, and she made it up to me by asking me to see it today, and she asked me yesterday if I wanted to see it today. So anyway, I'm getting really hungry. So I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Stila One Step Corrector, and then I went in with the Maybelline Maybelline Dewy and Smooth Foundation in the color 110 Porcelain, the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. And then I concealed with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Fair. Do you see what's going on under my eyes? That's why I don't love this concealer as much as everybody else says that they do. Like, I don't like how it makes my under eyes actually look. Do you see how it creases like that? Like, you can see it from far away, then it makes my under eyes look a bit more mature, and I don't like that. So it's alright. I'm gonna use it because like it's my only full concealer that I have right now to go out in if I want like more fuller coverage. So I'll probably wear it to the concert I'm going to on Thursday as well. I also, like I said, or maybe I didn't say this, I tried to get my boyfriend to go to the movies with us today as well because I haven't went to the movies with him since we saw Wonder Woman with Becca. And the last time I went to the movies with her was when I saw Despicable Me 3 a couple of weeks back with her, and he told me that he hurt himself on his stairs yesterday. He fell down the stairs, so I felt really bad. So I was like, okay. So I'm hoping he'll come over tomorrow. And then I set my face with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores Pressed Powder, and then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-Hour Primer, and then went over that with the same It Cosmetic Powder. And then I tried to go in with my Sugar Pill eyeshadows today, a little bit of Juvia's Place and Love Lux Beauty. So I tried to use as many eyeshadows from different brands as I could. So I did use a couple of Sugar Pill shadows in the crease first. I used Sugar Pill's Heart Shaped Cookie as my transition shade, and then I went in with the shade right here, which is called Flame Point, I believe. Yes, so I used Flame Point as my crease shade, and I really like how it turned out, so I used a that. I do want to make a comment about the Love Lux Beauty eyeshadow that I used on my lid, though. Like, I'm a little bit pressed. But at the same time, it was still gorgeous, but yeah. And then I went in with a little bit of the Juvia's Place palette, and I used a couple of shades from here. I used Bori in the crease, which is this shade right here, and then I darkened up the outer corners with this shade called Calabar. And then for the lid, I used this Love Lux Beauty drenched powder, and this one is in the shade Sunkissed Mermaid. And when I dipped my finger in to put it on my lid, this part of it crumbled on this side, and I was like, are you for real? Like, I've only used this not even more than once. This is like finally the second time I'm wearing it, and it's crumbling on the outside. I was kind of annoyed about that, but whatever. And then I went in with Hear Me Out by ColourPop on my brow bone. So that was it for that. And then I lined my eyes with the Urban Decay Razor Sharp eyeliner in the shade Perversion, because I was trying to use my pencil liners, but it just was not working, or my felt tip liners, whatever, my felt tip liners, but they're both so dried out that it's like I can only really use liquid liners, and I really wanted to wear eyeliner today because I like wearing eyeliner with more colorful looks, and I'll probably wear eyeliner on Thursday as well. But as you guys know, I haven't really been grabbing for eyeliner that often on the top lash line because most of them are dried out, but also because I haven't really found it necessary to wear. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Mascara on the top, and then I concealed under my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Blending Powder. And then I lined my waterline with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Side Liner in the shade Zero. I always use it. I forgot who I was talking to. You know what? I have a little story. So I was talking to Lisa's sister like a week or so ago when I went out with her for her birthday. I think it was like last Saturday. And I was talking to her sister, and her sister's younger than her. She's like 5 or 6 years younger. Like, you know, like Lisa's like 47. I think her sister's like 42. And we were all talking about makeup, and I was talking to Lisa's sister's best friend, and we were talking about Urban Decay. And this is the first person that I've ever heard say this, like ever. So you know how everybody always raves about Urban Decay's Perversion eyeliner and the 24/7 Glide On Side liner in Perversion? I have that and I love it, but once I tried Zero, I never went back to using Perversion after that. And she told me, she's like, everybody loves Zero, but everybody loves Perversion, but Zero is better. And I'm like, oh my god, I love Zero. And I was like, I'm wearing it right now. And she's like, yep. And I was like, oh my god, like that's amazing. Like, I'm glad that somebody finally understands me. So, about makeup, because I feel like my friends just don't give a fuck. And then for the inner corners, I went in with these two beautiful shades that, like, they're my favorite shades from the palette. I went in with Giza and Dahlia on the inner corners from this guy right here. I probably should have went in with one of the other Love Lux Beauty colors, but it's all good. But yes, I did use that Sunkissed Mermaid shade on my lid. And then I went in with the MAC Cinderella Giga Black Lash on the bottom lashes. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. And then I went in with the Becca Luminous Blush in the shade Tiger Lily. And that was mostly why I wore this today, and also because I was thinking about exactly what eyeshadows I wanted to use with this shirt today. Because I wore my Church Girl shirt. I still think this shirt is really cute, and I just really like the colors on it. So that's why I wore it today. And yeah, I just was dying to wear this blush again at some point. And it's really not as orange as I thought it was, so I'm definitely going to wear it more often. But like I said, I wanted to whip out my luminous blushes again from Becca because I used to live in them so much last summer. And then for the highlight, I went in with the Anastasia Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit, which again, I probably should have went in with the Love Lux Beauty one right here, the What Unicorns Are Made Of. But again, I wanted to use the Glow Kit, so I used the shades Daydream and Kitty Cat, and I mixed those two together because they're the pink and the orange, because you know how crazy I am about matching. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. I feel like I've been talking forever because I've been recording clips before this. Then I brushed in my brows with a spoolie, and then I filled them in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer in the shade Caramel, and then I set that with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer, and then I lined them with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the shade... What the hell is that shade called? It's the orange lip liner that I have from them. I believe it's called... Oh, damn it. Fancy. Fancy, yes. It's called Fancy. And then for my lips, I was really torn as to whether I was going to do a pink lip or an orange lip, but I was like, I really haven't worn that much orange lips this past summer, so I was like, you know what, if I have the opportunity to wear an orange lip, I should wear it. So I whipped out the Lime Crime Velveteen in the shade True Love, and I always forgot that this shade isn't as orange as I think it is. It's more of like a medium toned orange, and it's just so pretty. Like, it's not straight up tangerine orange like the Suede Berry color is, so I really like how it looked. I did whip out Too Faced Melted Metallic Tutu, and I was going to put that on top, but I was like, no, I just want it to be a matte lip, and I don't get to wear this one often enough, and it's just such a pretty color. So yeah, that's it. Bye! Hopefully my boyfriend will be coming over tomorrow, and then I have the Brad Paisley concert on Thursday with Danielle. So yeah, that's it. Bye! Okay, so hi, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. I am actually currently waiting for my boyfriend to text me, but I actually did go shopping with my mom earlier today. We left around like 2:30ish, 2:40, and we got back now, which is like almost 4:30, so we were at the mall for like 2 hours. But basically, I just wanted to kill time until he eventually texts me, but at the same time, like, I send these texts to Liz, because sometimes when I send texts in the mall, they don't send properly. I did text him twice already, and he hasn't texted me back yet, so I'm going to wait another like half hour, and then I'm just going to call him, because he did tell me he was going to come over today, so I'm sure he probably slept or something. I don't even know. So anyway, yeah, so I went to the mall with my mom. I'm probably going to have a snack before he gets here, because I'm kind of hungry now, and I kind of want some chips. So I went to the mall with her for like 2 hours, and we went to like a bunch of shoe stores to look at the shoes. So I just wore this J. Crew or Rag & Bone denim shirt, and I paired it with a white pair of shorts, and that's all I wore. Because it was hot today, but I wanted to wear something cute. I end up living in this shirt. I was going to try and wear my aqua shirt today, but for some reason I couldn't find it to save my life. I don't know where it is. It's like a newer aqua shirt that I've only been able to wear like a couple of times, and I wanted to wear it today because the last time I wore it, I didn't really get to wear it that much. So yeah, anyway, I did prime my face with the Smashback Primer Water and the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer, and then I just went in with something really light on my skin. I used the NARS Tinted Moisturizer in the shade 01 Finland, just because I didn't really want to wear a foundation today, because I did wear 2 foundations yesterday, and tomorrow I'm going to be wearing full coverage for the concert that I'm going to tomorrow night, so that's why I wanted to stick with something a little bit more natural, and also not as heavy on my skin. So Tinted Moisturizer is perfect for me. And then I concealed with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Fair, and then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. Sorry, I'm like pretty thirsty right now because I haven't drank anything since I had coffee this morning. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-hour primer and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder. And then I used ColourPop's Firefly and Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream as my transition shades today because I kind of had a little bit excess powder from the Juvia's Place palette yesterday on my brush still. And those shades can really stain. So, it was kind of like, you know, also I used a little bit of an orange shade from Sugar Pill yesterday, and it was kind of on my brush still as well, so that's why I wanted to mix the two shades together so I could get more of a natural transition shade, I'm like transition. And then I mostly went in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette today, because I just wanted to go back to using some of my Anastasia shadows, and also I have been very curious as to, okay, he finally texted me. So anyway, last night I got sucked into watching a lot of the Anastasia Beverly Hills reviews of the, Subculture palette. Sorry, I'm just texting. I'm just teasing him. And I just really wanted to see if, like, these shadows work the way that people are saying the Subculture palette is working. People know that Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadows always have a lot of kick up and a lot of fallout, but I don't really experience that with this palette all that much. The only shades I really experience that with are the darker shades, like the darker matte shades. But they're not anything like ridiculous and you can always wipe them away. So what I've been seeing people do on Instagram is like brush away or see how much kick up there is on each one of the pans. And I did that last night with this brush that comes in it. And I really, like, I notice a lot of kick up, but it's like that's gonna happen with these shadows. But it's like when I was using it today, you notice that there's not really that much kick up. And I dipped my brush in at least 3 times every time I was using it, but I don't have to use that much. And the eyeshadows blend very easily. And from what I was watching yesterday with the Subculture palette, there's a shit ton of kick up. It crumbles, and people are hitting pan after only 2 or 3 uses out of using the palette. And it's like, I've had this palette probably, I think a year now. I think it was released last year, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And I haven't hit pan on any of the eyeshadows, and I've had this palette a whole hell of a lot longer than people have had the Subculture palette for, and that's insane that people are hitting pan on the eyeshadows already. And I also watched, I watched Alyssa Ashley's review and Makeup Shayla's review, and it was fascinating to me to watch Makeup by Shayla's review because she had hit pan on the green shade Access out of only using the palette like twice. And I was like, that's nuts. And she said that, and when I watched hers and Laura Lee's review, they were both saying that the Access shadow, which is the green matte shade, was falling out everywhere, all over their faces, and they had like eyeshadow, they had the green eyeshadow like all over the place. So that's nuts that it would have that much fallout. Like, out of, again, using this palette, I didn't notice that at all today. But I did only stick with, like, these 7 shadows today. And those are the shadows that I used. I didn't use, like, the darker shades. But again, the only shade that I really noticed that with is Cypress Umber. So, I don't really use these shades as often, but I did use Love Letter the last time I used this, and I did use Cypress Umber on the outer corners, and I pretty much use that every single time I use this palette to deepen up the outer corners, and it's really not that big of a deal. But when I was watching Alyssa Ashley's video, I was like, and I was watching 2 other videos. I ended up watching 2 other YouTubers that I don't watch as often. But I really like Alyssa Ashley's review. Go check it out because it is nuts that she tried to do her eyeshadow 3 times. And you could see the difference between the Sephora eyeshadow that she put on one eye and the Anastasia Subculture palette on the other eye. She just like decided to randomly put a Sephora Pro palette eyeshadow in her crease to show you guys how a proper eyeshadow should blend. And Anastasia Beverly Hills was calling her out. I think it was on Twitter or Instagram, not really sure where. I don't have to hold this up the whole time. Saying that if you brush an eyeshadow that much in the pan, you're going to hit pan on it. And it's like, I swirled my brushes in these yesterday a crap ton. Didn't hit pan on any of them, and I probably brushed them as much as she did in that video showing how much fallout and kick up there was on the shade Roxy. And the same thing when Laura Lee was holding up hers and she was brushing on that shade New Wave. Like literally the pigment was like falling out of the pan. Like I could take any of these. Let's take Cypress Umber, which is like the most pigmented shade, and I could do the same thing. And you could see it does fall out here, but that's it. Like it's not falling all over the place. And I brushed and put a lot of pressure on that for like at least 6 strokes. And you can see that it's not falling all over the place. It is falling into the other pan, but it's not like insane. I might honestly just make a whole damn rant video on the Subculture palette. I'm not sure yet. Just give me 1 sec. I just wanted to brush that off in the garbage pail so it wasn't a mess when I actually close it. But I do touch on the Subculture palette in my anti-haul video that I'm working on that hopefully will be up within the next couple days. But anyway, I just think it's insane that they're trying to call Alyssa Ashley out. I never, like, really thought Anastasia Beverly Hills was that type of brand. And I feel like with the Subculture palette, there's a lot of things that are coming to light just within the past couple of days. And I'm just like, what? Like, it's insane. I was looking at another YouTuber's review yesterday, and she was showing both of the palettes, the Modern Renaissance palette and the Subculture palette, side by side, and she was showing how little ingredients there were in the Subculture palette as compared to this one. Like, do you see how many ingredients there are on this palette? Like, I might just make a video talking about this palette, comparing it to the Subculture palette, and I could tell you guys just what I saw, that it's freaking nuts that I think that they just really cut down on the ingredients to make the eyeshadows more cheaply. Even though I forget who I was watching to say somebody said that they made the eyeshadows more expensive and that they spent a lot of money on making the palette. I don't remember who it was, but I'm thinking that they just cut corners to make it more cheaply for them to produce and to still, but the fact that it's a permanent eyeshadow palette and this is happening, it's like you would think that would happen with like a more limited edition palette. Like, why wouldn't you want to make your second permanent eyeshadow palette just as solid as this one is, and you're still going to make your money on it? Like, maybe they ended up losing money on this compared to when they said that they got like $4 million worth of this palette stolen from their factory. I don't know, you guys. Like, maybe they're trying to make up for that $4 million that they lost. Maybe, but at the same time, I'm sure they make millions of dollars every time they're selling their palettes. Like, they have 14 million Instagram followers for Anastasia Beverly Hills. It's not like people don't like the products. So, it's just a little bit weird to me. So, anyway, then I went in with Golden Ochre in the crease. Then I darkened up the crease more with Burnt Orange. And then I used Raw Sienna on the outer corners and just a tiny bit of Red Ochre just to deepen it up more. And I really love how it turned out. And then for the lid, I wanted to use one of the single shadows from Anastasia Beverly Hills because, again, there's not too many lid options in here, and I didn't really feel like using them, but they are gorgeous eyeshadows. I just felt like using them on the inner corners instead. So I used the single shadow in the shade Amber on my lid, and I just thought it was so pretty. So I used that, and then I used Tempera from the palette on my brow bone. And then I went in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara on the top. And then I concealed under my eyes with the Too Faced concealer. And then I added a little bit of the MAC Prep and Prime and Radiant Rose just to brighten it up a little bit more because I'm kind of running out of the Too Faced one, but I'm using it until I use it up before I like start using other concealers that I like a lot more. Because I'm trying to like work on using up those concealers. And then I set my under eye with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I smudged Raw Sienna and Burnt Orange on the lower lash line, and then I highlighted the inner corners with both Vermeer and Primavera. And I didn't have any problems, like nothing. Like they were all super pigmented. They all blend beautifully together. As you can tell, they all blend just, just fine. That it's like I don't understand what's going on with the other palette. But this is, again, like everybody says, like this palette and the Master by Mario palette and all her other eyeshadow palettes are like, top quality. That why wouldn't you make it just as good as this one? Like, it doesn't make sense. So, yeah, I will stick with using this one. I think, from what I've seen, I am going to totally skip over that palette for now. I'm also, like, really waiting for Stephanie Nicole's review, which she should be posting very soon. I can't wait to see her thoughts on it and what she thinks about this whole scandal. Maybe she's adding a clip about the controversy, who knows, but I would love for her to do that so we can really see like what the real tea is. And then I line my waterline with the ColourPop gel liner in the shade Honeydew, and then I use the MAC Accent of like a black lash on the bottom lashes. And then I bronzed up my skin with the Marc Jacobs Instamark Dreamer filter, and then I went in with the MAC blushes in the shades Melba and Spring Sheen on my cheeks. I just put a little bit of Spring Sheen over Melba, but I just wanted to use one of my go-to blushes today. I know I'm so boring with blushes. And then for the highlight, I wanted to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Illuminators in the shades So Hollywood and Starlight, so I used those two together. I did also mix Starlight with the highlight that I used, I believe, yesterday afternoon when I went to Lucky, and it just looked so pretty, so I wanted to use it again and just mix the two together. Just to use more Anastasia Beverly Hills products. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder. Then I started with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I brushed in my brows with a spoolie and then just set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I was too lazy to fill them in. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Strip Down. And then originally I did fill them in with the Urban Decay Vice lipstick in the shade Stark Naked, but then I forgot that I haven't used my Tarte lipstick in a while, so I wanted to use that today. So I just slapped on instead, because I wiped off the other one. I went in with the Tarte Color Splash Rainforest of the Sea lipstick in the shade Beach Babe, just to have a really soft wash of color that's still like really pretty. And yeah, that's it. I'm going to go get some water because I'm so dehydrated now. I haven't had any water since I had coffee. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Oh, and yeah, I also watched Jeffree Star's review as well on the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. The fact that he didn't like it, I mean, you guys know I don't like him, but the fact that I was watching him do his eyeshadow and it wasn't even blending, and a lot of people were having a lot of trouble with that shade All Star, I was like, come on. So yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hey guys, so I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. Overall, I did really like how the look turned out. It just might look a tiny bit dark in my in my crease, because I kept on trying to have to blend away the glitter transfer that was coming off from the lid shade that I use, because this is like basically like a pressed foil glitter. But I am actually going to a Brad Paisley concert tonight. I did tell you guys I was going to a concert tonight, and one of my best friends from college, I'm seeing her again for the second time in the past like 6 or 7 years. The first time we saw each other was going to the Backstreet Boys concert in June. So now she invited me to a Brad Paisley concert like the first week of August, and she wants me to go. So I was like, sure, why not? So I'm going to be listening to his music mostly in the car. I didn't really listen to him or give him a chance before this, because I'm not a huge country person. I do love Carrie Underwood. I do love Kelly Clarkson when she does country, but that's really it. That's like the only and I also love like the Jason Aldean song. Why is my ear all of a sudden irritated? That's kind of weird. Maybe when I was like fluffing up my hair more, I might have hit it and it accidentally got red. I don't know, but anyway, I wore my BB maxi dress tonight. I'm really excited to just, look cute and still be pretty comfortable because this dress is really damn comfortable as well. So I'm really excited that I'm wearing it. It's the first time I'm wearing it this summer, so I was really excited just to whip it out again. And then I'm just wearing it with my BB vest and lace backing. And then I just put like a long necklace on with like black bracelets. So anyway, I'm going to be leaving within the next like 5 minutes. She told me she wasn't going to be there till like 7. It's 6:10 right now. I was planning on leaving my house at like 5:30 the latest, since it does take like probably with traffic like 40 minutes to get there. It is solidly like a half-hour trip without traffic, but who knows how much traffic there's actually going to be. But she said she's not going to be there till 7, so I'm just like, that gives me a lot more time to park and whatever and to meet her. I don't even know what she's talking about, where to meet her when she's like, meet me at the security stand. I'm just like, I think that means like right before you go in. So it's not going to be like that complicated to find her. So yeah, so I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Stila One Step Corrector. And then I went in with the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Vanilla and the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation in the color 0.5. If you do notice, I'm in a better mood. I did fight with my boyfriend last night, but I was on the phone with my best friend for like 5 hours last night, and she cheered me up so much, and I miss her so much. And since I do have more plans this week, without even having to spend any money, is making me feel better. Because she's invited me to this concert, and also my dad is going to help me out with my car payment and renewing my license for my birthday. So, because my birthday is like in less than 3 weeks, so I'm really happy my dad is helping me out. So, it's helping me out tremendously. And then I concealed with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in the color Fair, and then I set my face with the Cosmetics by Pores Pressed Powder. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-Hour Primer. Sorry, I just got like, well, she called me like 10 minutes ago telling me where she was. And then I went over that with the same powder. And then I just went in with Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream and ColourPop's Firefly. And then I just went in with a bunch of Anastasia single shadows today because I really wanted to, again, just reuse her formula and see if I still love her eyeshadows. And like, again, they blend really beautifully, and that's why I know I'm going to be skipping out on the Subculture palette by how many reviews I've actually seen, but I'm going to touch on more of that tomorrow because I want to get in the car and get going. So, but they all blended beautifully. So I used Birkin in the crease, then I darkened up the crease more with Caramel and Sienna, and then I went in with actually it's better if I don't call her my best friend because it's just going to stress me out more about getting there. And then I went in with the Hot Chocolate shade on the outer corners. And then for the brow bone, I used Vanilla Bean and Blanc Type from MAC and Makeup Geek. Vanilla Beans from MAC, and Vanilla Beans from Makeup Geek, and Blanc Type is from MAC, so I use those on the brow bone. I think this is just hair that's here. And then for my lid shade, I used the Jouer Skinny Dip Ultra Foiled Shimmer Shadow Palettes, and I used the shade Starlight, and this is actually the first time I've been able to actually have a chance to wear it on my lid. It's kind of annoying me that I haven't been able to wear it until now because this is the first time I'm wearing it on my lid, and that's how, like, I've been doing, like I said, I've been doing a lot more natural looks the past month because I haven't been able to go out as much, so why would I wear this, like, in the house when I can just wear these matte shades with, like, a softer pigmented eyeshadow, you know? So I wore that, and it's really gorgeous. I really do like that the pigment lasts a lot longer on these Jouer eyeshadows than the Stila glitters, because sometimes when you put the Stila glitters on, they kind of just, like, have a lot of transfer to the crease, and I'm not saying that this didn't, because it did, and that's why I had to go in a lot more to darken it up more, but I do like how I blended my eyeshadow today. I actually think I did a pretty good job. I think I am getting better at it. I'm not amazing at it, and I don't like that I have a little bit of a line on both, but at least they're even, you know? So whatever. Yeah, so I used that, and I did kind of have to apply it a couple more times, or like run through my crease again to get rid of that transfer, so that was a little bit annoying. But what was more annoying was the actual eyeliner. I went in with the Urban Decay razor sharp eyeliner in the shade Perversion because, like I said before, most of my eyeliners are pretty dried out, so I have to use a liquid liner. And again, liquid liners work a lot better with glitters anyway, but it like constantly gets stuck in my mascara, in my eyelashes, and that's the problem with those eyeliners that everybody say that, like every beauty guru says that their problem is with those is that they get stuck on your lashes, which is fucking annoying. So, and also it does end up transferring to like the under eye, so I had to clean that up again. And then it did also transfer to my lid a little bit, and I was so mad and on the crease, so that's why I had to darken it up even more because I had to blend it away and then make this one more even. So at least it turned out even, so I'm glad about that. And then I concealed with the Tarte Shape Tape underneath my eyes, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I smudged Sienna and Caramel on the lower lash. I believe it's called Caramel. Pretty positive. Yeah. And then I went in with the Urban, I'm like so far away, with the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Slide On Liner in the shade 0, like I always do on my waterline. And then I highlighted the inner corners with Skinny Dip and Magic Hour from the palette just to add some more glitter. Hopefully you can see it. I like how it looks though. It's like subtle, but it's still really pretty. And then I went in with the Dior Show Lash Primer Maximizer thing on my top lashes to try and get them to curl more because of the freaking gunk from the liner. But it doesn't really help too much, but it did help more than like me not putting it on. And then I went in with the Cosmetics Superhero Mascara on the top. And then I went in with the Max Giga Black Lash on the bottom. And that was it for the eyes. And then I bronzed up the skin with the Too Faced Sweethearts bronzer in the shade Sweet Tea. And then I went in with a blush that I didn't really think about really using today. I used the Becca Mineral Blush in the shade Songbird because I always know Becca blushes hold up so well that I always go with Becca, Makeup Geek, or Kat Von D when I want it to like really hold up on me for the whole night, and Becca always does. I might have to darken it up a little bit more before I leave though, because I kind of feel it, but I do like how it looks right now. So, and then for the highlight, I used the Makeup Geek Dual Chrome highlighter in the shade Electrify, and then I topped it off with the Ofra Cosmetics Rodeo Drive highlighter because you guys know I can never get away from that when I use a gold highlight, and plus I love using it when I go out and go somewhere. That's like my going out highlight is Rodeo Drive. But I've been like rotating a lot of my highlighters recently, but I haven't worn Electrify in a while, so I really wanted to make sure that I wore it today, and then I wanted to make it a little bit more gold, so I used Rodeo Drive over it. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I started thing with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist, and then I just filled in my brows with the Anastasia Brow Definer and Caramel, and then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. They do look a lot more even today because I finally plucked those hairs here, and a little bit here, so my eyeshadow could blend better, and then I just set that with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I was going to go with a red lip, but then I was just like, nah, I don't really feel like it. So I just went in with the NYX lip primer, then I lined them with the MAC lip pencil in the shade Stripped Down, and then I filled them in with the Lime Crime Velveteen in the shade L. It's just like my perfect nude, so I really wanted to use it again today. But then I, of course, decided to add a gloss because I'm like, I kind of want something a little bit metallic because I just can't get away from the glow and the glitter when I do like a going out look, and I've been really liking how glosses look over matte lipsticks lately. So I went in with the ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade My Jam, and that's it. I need to go. And I just love that the Lime Crime Velveteens work so well with glosses over them. They don't peel, they don't go anywhere, they just work, and the ColourPop glosses just look beautiful over any lipstick. They just really nailed it with this formula. It's like still like one of my top favorite formulas of gloss, and it's so cheap. But yeah, that's it. So I will update you guys tomorrow on how the concert was, and I think I'm going to be hanging out with Ren tomorrow. But yeah, I will let you guys know when I record my makeup look tomorrow. But yeah, I think it turned out really good. So like my whole look, and that's it. Bye. Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. If I look exhausted, that's because I am. I really haven't been giving myself enough sleep, and today was basically like my exhausted breaking point where I'm just like really, really overtired. I'm sorry, I have to put my slippers on. Hold on, my friend is being so annoying right now. I'm just over everybody. Okay, so anyway, well, at least me and my boyfriend aren't fighting anymore, but I did go to his house today, and everything was totally normal, so that was cool. So, yeah, so anyway, really tired. I did go to the Brad Paisley concert last night, as I told you guys. My makeup look last night, sorry. And, I actually had a pretty good time at the concert. I actually was listening to Brad Paisley a lot today, before I went out. And then I listened to him while I was getting dressed. I mean, getting dressed, getting my makeup on as well. So, yeah, basically all I did was go over to my boyfriend's house. And we actually left the concert pretty early because we were only there about like 3.5 hours, which is a long time. But at the same time, okay, anyway, I'm just really sick of people like being so self-involved. It just drives me crazy. Like everything's about them. It drives me nuts. So, yeah, basically I just wore a black t-shirt today and shorts just because I wanted to be really comfy because I wore a maxi dress last night, so I was just like whatever, I'm just going to his house. And I wore this star as peace sign and star necklace that I haven't worn in a while. I think I got this from Forever 21. It just was a really cute piece from there. I just wanted to wear it tonight. So yeah, I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. And then I went in with the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation in the color Fair. I was going to use a BB cream today, like one of the samples that I have, but um, and then I concealed with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer in the color Fair. Oh yeah, I was going to use a BB cream sample of either like a Bobbi Brown BB cream or like a Guerlain one because I have two samples of those, like little sample packets, but both of the shades were too dark for me because I'm so white that and I'm so pale that it just would have been like too dark on. I swatched them on the back of my head and they were like a medium shade. Um And then I set my face with the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Powder Foundation in the color 2. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-hour primer and then went over that with the same Giorgio Armani powder. And then I decided to go in all with Makeup Geek ColourPop single shadows today because I miss using them and I wanted to see if it's still one of my favorite formulas. And yeah, so I primed them. I went in. Really can't even talk. Like, Jesus Christ, I'm so flustered. I went in with the ColourPop single shadows today. These are the ones that I have. And the reason why they're in front of me is because sometimes I forget the color names because I haven't used them in a while. So I used my favorite crease shade. Well, I used Firefly as my transition shade as always. I'm really trying to hit pan on it. I think I will hit pan on it very soon. As you can see, there's quite a dent in that eyeshadow. This one right here. That's one right. Oh my God, really, dude. This one right here. And then I went in with the crease shade, which is this one right here, and this one is called Wake Up Call. And then I went in with the shade Note to Self, and then I went in with the shade I went in with Note to Self to darken up the crease more, and then I used the shade Bel Air and darken it up more on the outer corners with Popular Demand. I like popping like a reddish brown shade a little bit on the outer corners just to give it some depth if I don't want to go in with like a dark brown eyeshadow. So yeah, I like doing that if I don't want to go in with like a dark matte brown, or if I don't have like a darker, like medium tone brown shade, because sometimes I don't like making the outer corners that dark when I'm only going for something a little bit more natural. And then I really want to focus on using this shade called High Strung on my lid, so I used that one today. Yeah, so I used that one. And I think I've only used that one like a few times on my lid, but yeah, I just really wanted to concentrate more on my single shadows this month. And then for the brow bone, I used Hear Me Out, and then I went in with the L'Oreal Lash uh, Lash Paradise Mascara on the top. Then I concealed under my eyes with the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. And then I smudged Note to Self and Wake Up Call on the lower lash line, and then I highlighted the inner corners with, I believe, Let Me Explain and Take It Slow, which are like my two favorite shimmery shades. These two right here from them. Oh my God. They're just still such good eyeshadows. I still really like them. They get a little bit texturized when you're blending them, but I feel like I have a little bit of texture on my eyes. I don't even know. I don't know really what it is. I think it's like the bumps or something. And then I went in with the MAC Scent like a black lash on the bottom lashes. And then I went in with the NARS blush in the shade Madly. And then I highlighted the cheekbones with the And then, yeah, I went in with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle, and then I topped it off a little bit with the Hourglass Ambient Strobing Powder in the shade Incandescent Strobe Light, just because I really wanted to use that too, and it's really pretty on the top of it, so I really liked the combination of the both of them. And then I went over everything with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I started everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist. Then I just brushed through my brows with a spoolie, and then just set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. You can tell that I really have a lack of sleep. Then I lined them, with the ColourPop Lippy Pencil. With the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Strip Down. And then I filled them in with the ColourPop lippy stick in the shade Aquarius by Kathleen Lights, because I just wanted something glossy and hydrating, so I forgot I wanted to wear this one today and for a while, because I was thinking about this lippy like a couple of days ago, but I ended up going with another one. I don't know why it's like bleeding on this side. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm supposed to see him tomorrow as well. And then the manager of Lucky called me earlier today at like 4 p.m. and told me that he wanted me to come into a like denim meeting, like event for denim, like where, I guess they talk about the fall releases for denim or something. It must be really hard to keep styles of jeans current, because I didn't really think about this, but I'm sure it's like really hard to make new styles of jeans, because like how many different styles could you possibly have? But people shop for the same kinds of jeans, so, and their shirts are so cute, but I'm gonna be living in their clothes probably this next week. I really like their shirts anyway. But yeah, so I'm going to be going to a meeting for that, and he told me it was at 8:30 in the morning, and I'm just like, oh, like I really have to adjust my schedule tonight and tomorrow, and I really have to start going to sleep by I have to go to sleep tonight at least by 2:30 the latest, because if I go to sleep at 3 or after 3 again, it's really going to affect me, so yeah. So I have to go to that, and that's going to be from 8:30 to 10:30, but he told me I get paid, so I was just like, okay, because I would rather like that be my unofficial first day than Monday, so then I get like 20 more bucks under my belt. So yeah, and then he told me Monday was my first day, and he told me that I'm supposed to start at like 4 p.m. on Monday, which is a little bit annoying, because I thought I was going to be like training during the day, because like most companies do that, like they have you fill out the paperwork during the day and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, bye, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. But I was supposed to see Ren today. I was thinking about it. Sorry, I'm like just like slapping my legs together because it feels weird. I was supposed to see him tonight, but my boyfriend really wanted to see me, and since like I thought that he wasn't gonna want to hang out with me because we like fought the last time, but then he like made it so cute for me to come. So yeah, I ended up hanging out with him, and we watched one episode of Royal Pains, which I actually kind of like that show now. And then and then we watched Gossip Girl, because I was like, it's my turn, so I get to torture you with this. But Royal Pains was actually pretty good, so I might watch that eventually. But I kind of really want to watch Gossip Girl like all over again. But yeah, that's it. Bye. Okay, so hi. So I just wanted to tell you about my makeup look for today. Before I leave, I might pop earrings on. I'm not sure yet. I might, because I decided not to wear a necklace today, and I might wear earrings instead. I am going to my boyfriend's house to hang out with him again. I'm trying to leave a little bit earlier today. It's 5:30 right now. He did tell me to be there at 5:30, but I'll probably leave in a few minutes. I'll probably be there a little bit before 6. So anyway, I'm just going to see my makeup look pretty quick. I just wore simple tank tops and a black overlay, the same one I wore yesterday. I'm just basically wearing a different shirt, and I'm wearing jeans instead of shorts. So I primed my face with the Smashbox Primer Water and the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer. And then I went in with the Urban Decay One and Done Hybrid Complexion Perfector in the color Light. And then I set my concealed with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Fair. I'm just trying to use it up, so that's why I've been using it more often. Because like I said, I want to use that more than using the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea concealer, because I like that a hell of a lot more than this one. But I don't want to use that too often. That's the only new concealer that I have besides the Maybelline Better Stay, which I probably should have used too. But at least I have those two to use up before I use the Tarte one more. And then I set my face with the MAC Merlot Skin Finish Natural in the shade Medium. And then I primed my eyes with the Smashbox 24-Hour Primer and then went over that with the same MAC powder. Actually, I don't know if I'm going to put on earrings. Just like, I don't feel like it. And then I went in with the ColourPop they were just outside. They were just walked. That's not even her leash, Cameron. Jesus Christ. He always thinks that she has to be walked every single time she carries on. She just wants attention. Anyway, so I went in with my transition shade, which is ColourPop's Firefly, and then I mostly went in with Makeup Forever shadows today, and I used these two palettes. I can't tilt this one too much because then like most of the pigment falls out of this, but basically I just put on this shade over the transition shade that I use because I really like this shade in the crease, so I use this shade right here. It's like this medium tone, like shimmery brown shade. It's really pretty, and then the rest of it mostly was this. So I used this shade in my crease to darken it up more, and then I used this shade on my lid. The center shade is D562, and this one I believe is ME644. And then for my lid, I used this gold shade right here, and this one is called, I think that's called ME512. And then for my brow bone, I did mix these two together, but then I did go over it a little bit with ColourPop's Hear Me Out just because I wanted something a little bit more of a pop. And these are a little bit too sheer. I still prefer a matte brow bone highlight over any other brow bone highlight. I just like it being matte and clean and like my skin tone basically. But I did use those two shades, I528 and I514. And then I basically used those same two shades on my inner corners as well. Actually, I just went in with this shade on the brow bone, not both. But then I did mix both of them together to pop on my brow bone. This is the Makeup Forever Artist 1 palette. Not Artist Matte. Palette 9 Artist Shadow Palette. I don't grab for these as often, so I really wanted to use them today. And I still think they always make such a pretty look. And then for my concealer, I just went in with the Born This Way concealer. And also, I appreciate these palettes more than the Subculture palette. Even though I'm not the hugest fan of these, they still work really nicely. I do prefer the first one over the Colorful Shades one. I don't know, I just feel like the quality lacked in the second one. I feel like the shadows are like dry. But maybe they did that just so they could last longer, because sometimes companies do that where they make the palettes drier so they can last longer, like a shelf life of like 2 years instead. I don't know how long these ones last for. It doesn't say, but it just works better for beginners, even though like Makeup Forever really is geared towards like making things for makeup artists. But I really feel like they do make very, very user-friendly products, so you're not like intimidated by using them. And I feel like that's where Anastasia went wrong with the Subculture palette, because if you're going to make a sister palette for something that is so easily blendable and something that you learned. I mean, yes, I did learn the formula of Anastasia eyeshadows, but it's not like they were so challenging to use like they are in the Subculture palette. I really think that they should have just marketed it as a pressed pigment palette, because for them to say it's a sister palette to Modern Renaissance, yes, it's the same like layout and the same like packaging, but the formula is completely different, and that's why it's not really a sister palette. It's more like the complete opposite, to be honest. And then I set my concealed with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and then I set that with the Laura Mercier Stick Brightening Powder. I know my bags are like on another level. I really haven't been sleeping that well, but I am a little bit more awake today than I was last night. I mean, the day before. Yesterday I was so tired, but I went to sleep a little bit earlier last night. I mean, I still went to bed at 3, but I definitely got more sleep than I did the night before. But I wasn't as tired going to sleep, so I wasn't like falling asleep when I went to bed. And then I lined my waterline with the ColourPop Honey Dude Gel Liner, and then I just went in with the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara on the top and bottom. And then I just went in with blush and highlight. I didn't bronze again. I just haven't felt like bronzing lately. I don't have to bronze every single day. I really only do it when I want to add like more color to my face. But if I'm only wearing my makeup for a few hours, it's not really a big deal to me. So I just went in with the Balm Cosmetics blush in the shade Cabana Boy. Again, I'm not like too fond on their formula of their other blushes. I really prefer the Balm Beach formula. I really love that blush. But the first two, I just don't feel like they blend that well. And then when I tried to pack it on more to get more color, it was like too much, so I had to sheer it out more. And then for the highlight, I used the Kevyn Aucoin Celestial Powder in the shade Starlight because I haven't used it in quite a while, so I wanted to pop it out and use it today. I wanted to go with more of like a pinky face and a bronzy toned eye, so. And then I set my face with the Hourglass Ethereal Light Powder, and then I set everything with the NYX Dewy Skin Mist, and I just brushed my brows with a spoolie. And then set them with the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. And then for my lips, I primed them with the NYX Lip Primer. Then I lined them with the MAC Lip Pencil in the shade Dervish. And then I filled them in with the Bite Beauty Luminous Cream Lipstick in the shade Fig. It's one of that little Bite Beauty lip duo that I have. And since I don't use my mini lipsticks as often as like my bigger lipsticks, and plus I've been wanting to rotate my Bite Beauty lipsticks lately, I wanted to go in with this one. It's such a pretty shade. What is going on with that? Sorry, there always like ends up being one corner bleeding, but yeah, I'm gonna go because I want to leave before 6. So that's it. Bye.